It's an update today on my Kymco Super8 150. What I'm going to do today is check the throttle free play adjustment. It seems to me that when I turn the throttle, it really needs to go quite a ways before it kicks in. So I'm going to use a centimeter ruler and measure here and see with it started, see how far it moves before the acceleration starts, and we'll make that adjustment. Okay, brake on, key on, and start. Forgive me, I'm working with one hand here. I'm going to put it right at 10. And then I'll move it and see where it goes to. I had it on the 10 and it moved to the 20 before it actually gave any gas. So I'm going to adjust the screw underneath the seat by the carb. This is a service manual for a Super8 150, but it's essentially the same. They're saying that the spec is 2 to 6 millimeters, and I was 10 to 12 looking at it. So as you can see from the picture here, where the steel thing is here, that's the lock nut, and then where the rubber boot and the cable is the adjusting nut. So we'll be loosening those up and I'll be turning it. Okay, so this is proven to be a little tight back in here. I thought just removing this carb cover would be allow me to get to those screws, so it didn't. So I'm going to take out the 7 screws to get the met box out. There's a big flathead screw here. There's 2 10 millimeter screws here. There is a 10 millimeter nut here and a 10 millimeter nut here. And then 2 back by the latch, 2 10 millimeter bolts. And then once you get that out of there, it just lifts out real easy, like such. And watch your fingers, because I just got grease all over myself from the latch on the seat. So now we got easy access to this in here. Once again, these 2 nuts here are what we're going to be adjusting for that, and we'll see what we can do to fix her up. As you can see, that's still not doing anything there, and that's well within the adjustment. So we're going to take and roll this back like that, and then tighten this nut up. This is just a loose adjustment at this point, and we'll check back here. I like that a little better, so shut it down. I don't know if you could hear what I said earlier, but the left side of this nut here, and I'm on the left side of the bike, the left side of this adjusting nut here is right where the threads start on the adjustment side, and here's my locking nut. I moved that a good probably 3/16 of an inch along that edge there. I'll put this rubber boot back up on here to protect that cord, but that reduced my free play from about 12 millimeters down to 5, and the spec is 2 to 6. So I think we'll be good. These nuts use a 12 millimeter open end wrench to break those loose. And just as an aside, when I locked back in the met box into these bolt holes, none of those screws were awfully tight. So I don't know what the torque specs are on them, but they weren't very tight at all. So just get them, halfway tight, and then you ought to be good putting her back together. All right, so I just took it out for a little spin, and the throttle response was much better. I could definitely tell a difference just driving around a few blocks around town at 30 mile an hour that I had to turn the throttle considerably less to get it to where it got up to 30 mile an hour. So success in adjusting the throttle first real maintenance that I've done besides oil and gear oil changes. So first adjustment, I guess I would say. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, like and subscribe, and go Tigers.